Usually this'd be where they tear your throat out. Maybe they'll be right back. It'd be nice if those Valians went ahead and disarmed all the traps for us. This is slow going. We'll be fine. Just try not to breathe going through. Think I found the problem. I hope they don't wait that long. I want to see them attack when they're little, with those tiny claws and fish teeth. Yeah, but how could you say no to those little faces? How many times do you suppose she's used that line? It's always destroy. It's never renovate. We got plenty of those. Ours are holding our lives ransom and playing us against their enemies. You sure you want to question that? I mean, we never get nice ones like this. I don't know how long a man could last out here like that. I hope that's not for us. Sure. There's a cursed idol in it for you if you keep quiet. It's for us. Better prove it by cooking us something real tasty. Oh, we gotta do it. You keep the big ones distracted. I want to see if I can teach the little one to hold my pipe like he's smoking it. That right there is why you always check for traps. Hey, they're pretty good at that. Anybody got a chisel and some wheelbarrows? I got an itch. Can someone scratch my elbow? I left it with my body. That is not a good way to go. Oh, good. There's no horses. We'll return what we don't end up using, just so there's no hard feelings. Bad offers never lead anywhere good. There's better ways to scare 'em than threatening innocence. Sorry, Valian names all sound the same to me. Which one is the pretty wolf? If that's true, we gotta stop shaking hands with him. Don't see why we have to vouch for him. This fella already knows he's fun. We could use the money. I didn't want to trouble you, but your bed's had a rat problem for weeks. Certain interests. Huh. Sounds real trustworthy. Why do we gotta be farmers just 'cause we're from Deerwood? Yeah, but you can't just assume. We got rabble-rousers, too. I think I got a ghost up my nose there. That's better. We like making noise and wrecking things. Well, we do have this thing with chasing a rogue god to the ends of Aora, but I guess if it's on the way. Hey, I know those feathers. Pallegina! What do you think she said? Sounded mad. Maybe we don't start with the part about Aethys next time? It's real lonely otherwise. Hey, don't be embarrassed. A lot of folks would have just vomited. Less goblin in there than you'd think. What's a wolf, really, but a dog that ain't been pet enough? There's no sane explanation for what's been happening. You keep waiting for one, it'll be too late. No one to check up on her, I guess. Been feeling lonely? You know, every time you come back from the dead, it's a little less exciting. You gotta space it out more. That did seem like too nice a way to end it. Watch out. When these things lick, well, I hope for your sake you're not ticklish. I think I speak for all of us when I say we'd be honored to pet your children. Trick with cats, course, is you gotta ignore 'em first. Get 'em interested. That necessary, talking like that? I may be on your side, but you don't always make it easy. I'm trying to picture a Valian serpent. Some kind of feathered hat and one of those collars with the ruffles. You sure that's wisdom? Getting arrested? I don't see the point of this. We're just gonna get dirty again when we go back outside. Hey, is that an Orlin Cajun back? They don't let you have those in Deerwood anymore. Well, that one's in pretty good condition. This is why you don't neglect your chores. Why even have fancy dinnerware if you're just gonna keep it locked up? Oh, look at that. It's like a little ocean. Oh, we need one of those for our ship. You got no proof. That giant A on the breast could stand for a lot of things. If I ever become an archmage, I'm not hiring any imps. I don't care how cute they are. You know me, I'm Archimere. I do book reading, and I make fancy spells appear. Well, we cleaned out his place real good. Maybe he wants to tell us how impressed he is. Oh, this would be a great fishing story. You ever consider a nickname? Just give it some thought, is all I'm saying. Hard to be a farmer and not be thinking about revenge right now. Hold on, I thought he hired some dummy that bungled everything. Don't know what you're trying to prove talking like that. Funny how they never mention the real work up front. Real refreshing, him not asking for anything in return. Some of the less crazy ones, hopefully. Long as it doesn't end up going wrong for the same reasons. Hold on, not so fast. Do they call him that because he carries a spindle, or because he's got spindly legs? Usually you want to pay the proper respects if you're digging a lair. Hey, how did you do that? Can you do that again? That's the kind of thing somebody says when they don't want you to know that's exactly what they're doing. Turning in someone for being sick. You out of your mind? I used to court a girl who did that whenever I stopped by. Miss her. I'm gonna watch her, make sure she supervises proper. Don't see why you'd spend all that time arranging your food if you aren't making it look like a funny face. Well, at least the idea of him is still doing some good. I want to clap, but it'd give us away. I don't like these fancy names it's calling us. All right, I'll go first. Is it true some of your kind are covered in soft fur that feels good to pet? Seem to remember he already had one. Just wasn't any good. Aethys had something he wanted to get done, and he chose Raid Saris to pay the price. Yet here you are, begging for more. It doesn't seem like Aethys has his mind on forgiveness these days. I think he's onto something there. Maybe all this is happening because the gods are playing a joke on you. Hey, that's good thinking. And then when Aethys comes back and smashes it, we can get the drop on him. I better get back to you later on that one. The plan is to ask him real nicely. Say what you want about dear Woodens, but at least they got a will of their own. Well, hard to complain. All that beauty and fresh air out there. You should come outside with us sometime. It'd do you some good. It's a good sword and all, but maybe it's best not to owe Bareth any more favors. Hey, that's great. Somebody else does Isselmir's funny country talk. Oh, right. That's my fault there. Shouldn't have brought it up. We gotta get this fella to a brothel. If the rioters in Defiance Bay knew he was here, they'd be on the next boat to Deadfire, with a cargo of rope and torches. Might be Aethys is too busy to see that. But not me. Maybe an inn next time if you're so hungry. I'd sit you in front of the udder first. Or they could hold things down here, make sure it's safe for you to come back. I had the same vision just now. It just came to me like a dream, only I was awake for it. Just your souls, then? Not your bodies? Tough to walk very far without a soul. The Hollowborn, usually you'd have to stack him in a wheelbarrow and push him around. Baron said something about the Vanguard. You don't think he's that dumb, do you? You think he could be on it? If he left right after we did, we gotta go. That's a real nice offer. We'll think about it and get back to you. Listen, we didn't come for that. There's somebody in the Vanguard that doesn't belong there. He's young and he lost his mother. He's not thinking real well. We just want to get him back home. Can you tell us where they'd be? If they know their own, what do you think they'd say to a couple new members? Can we be in the Vanguard too? This is going nowhere. Come on, let's get out of here. I'll think of something. A lot more might have made it out if you hadn't left them for dead. Just the fellow that left a bunch of Aethasians to die in their own temple back in Gilded Vale. Folks that trusted him. Other than that, pretty unmemorable. Yeah, well, we'll see where you end up in the next life. They can't redeem you, but you'll still be judged. Wait, which queen was that? Sounds like someone's volunteering to carry everything. Well, don't worry about it then. You've been getting a lot of sleep so far on this trip. I'd have woke you, but you look so peaceful with your face in the sand. If you're worried about the ship, you can stop worrying. It's wrecked right over there. Let's see about the other survivors. And somehow we gotta get the ship repaired. Ran aground, looks like. Statue headed inland. Guess he had business here. Or he needed directions. Don't know, but it's real pretty. Shh. It's right behind you. Oh, there's a thought. That's true. Steak, especially. The view's better than I would have thought. We better go see if they're all right. I'd shout for Aethys, but I'm worried he'd hear me and come over. So far, it's just you and me and the chair lady over there. I don't want to be paddling out of here on a salvage raft. These gods. You make one deal with them to stop a madman, and the next thing you know, they're threatening your soul. Could be they're just not dumb enough to get in Aethys' way up here. Sure. I suppose if any mission could be considered special, it'd have to be this one. I've had worse jobs. Of course, cleaning stables won't get you stepped on by a god most days. Well, I suppose we better get a move on. Really? Like how you sailed halfway around the world and nursed yourself back to health on your own? All right. Huh. No idea where to go or what to do, stranded on an island a few thousand miles from home, but yeah, I suppose I can figure things out. Good luck with Aethys, I guess. All right, then. Sounds to me like Aethys got all the best parts of your soul, 'cause what's left in you sure isn't worth saving. Bayadol! Still alive and calling everybody scabrous, I see. Well, now we got a bosun. Just need a boat. You all right? Come on, we just got you back. I heard you say that before. Had something to do with a 2,000-year-old lunatic talking to you in your dreams. Well, if you're not sure, now I'm worried. What went on in there anyway? You touched the Adra and just froze. Then you let go and the whole thing lit back up. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but he didn't kill you, so I guess we can call it good. Don't suppose he told you what he's up to, did he? Or at least where he's going? Well, you're the one who's been floating around talking to gods, but it seems like if Aethys is using this luminous Adra, we need to look for more of it. How hard can it be to find in a chain of thousands of islands? Maybe he was embarrassed to meet someone with a head even bigger than his. Yeah, well, at least he got some. That's more than most folks. I wonder if he said the same thing to people in Raed Saris 20 years ago. Yeah, I think we went over all this traitor stuff a while back. Might have my history wrong, but I'm pretty sure we won. You're doing it again. That look, like you couldn't beat a Hollowborn in a personality contest. What do you suppose that's about? Maybe they got food in there. Sure you did. Me too. I just saved a whole bunch of folks that you can't see. I suppose the gods got some responsibility one way or the other. Just don't know that they should be thanked for it. You want to share what you're seeing, or do I gotta guess? Hey, you mind if I go get a drink, meet up with you later? Got bad luck with mobs. I think that's the guy we're looking for. Sure holding on to those papers tight. I'm just a farm boy, but I figured Luminous Adra would be more, luminous. I know exactly how he feels. And I beat up a lot of folks just the same way. Well, then we're stuck? Maybe for you, but I gotta carry her on board. Look, I know it's not nice to talk about a lady's weight, but this one could use some pulleys and a couple horses. Last time it stranded us here. Well, no welcome's better than a bad one. All right, we're gonna do this. You spend your whole life thinking you're a giant. And one day that fella shows up at your fortress. That smell. I hope it's just their cook burning the meat. Always seemed real cold to me for a fire god. Like she'd rather see you die struggling than offer help. I guess everybody slept in. If we have to make some kind of stand, this doesn't look like the place. Do we tap him on the shoulder? I don't want to startle him. I'm gonna miss the outside world. All right, that one felt more serious. Keep it busy. Just realized how lucky we are to have never run across a sewer dragon. Well, that's a relief. Thought we were fighting a dragon. But this is just a big snake. You're just gonna wait for us to forget what you did? That's your penance?
Edér stands in a broad posture, the one he so often takes when placing himself between friend and foe. His neck is sharply craned to meet the unblinking stare of his god.
How about you start by giving back the souls you took? Or maybe by apologizing to every one of your followers, especially the ones that died for you.
The molten rock of Magrin's teeth gleams bright orange in his eyes, and he looks like a man overtaken by a furious spirit.
You owe this Watcher here. You owe my brother, Woden. You owe Alava Mazi's boy, and every last one of us that ever followed you. You owe this Watcher here. You owe my brother, Woden, and every last one of us that ever followed you. And you owe me. I never asked you for much. But you owe me better than what you're given. What's that mean? You're gonna tell them the truth?
Edér looks away from Aethys for the moment, his eyes darting back and forth, as if between possible outcomes.
Whatever you're doing, there's gotta be a better way. Well, where's that leave us? You're ending the rule of the gods? More destruction. You're tearing the whole world apart because you can't make peace among yourselves. You better be sure of what you're doing, Aethys. You better be making things right. 'Cause either way, we're the ones paying the cost. Hey, Aethys, we're not done here. You and I, we're not finished. Don't think you can just move me aside like all the rest. Maybe you can't be stopped. But on behalf of everyone you've trampled, betrayed, and ignored, I'll be coming to see you again.
Edér spits. In the surging heat, it never reaches the ground.
Did you follow that? Don't think of it as fleeing. Think of it as charging in a safer direction. Oh, who needs some old lizard anyway? Say, that's great. Now all we gotta worry about is the dragon. About time we put this to rest. I'm ready. Well, that was worth doing, even if we got nothing in return. Oh, look at that. Must be working for the same company. Uh-oh. We got a ferocious beast watching us. And he looks like he's got a very itchy belly. Short lady, about my age. Came from Deerwood with her son. Let's see. Freckles, braids, usually. Punches you in the arm if she likes you, face if not. Oh, and that's if you're lucky. You gotta be her son. Got her nose and her freckles. You don't have to lie to me, kid. I'm a friend of your mother's. She hiding from someone? Maybe an ex-lover who gave her the best night of her life? Forget it. Just tell me something. Your father, you know him? So you met him. Well, that's great. You had a dad. Have to be. You get a lava mad, you need a god on your side for protection. Where's your mother now? Got a lot of catching up to do. You lied to us. Said you didn't know her. Expect me to believe this now? Funny, you wouldn't know it to look at him. Well, that's a good thought, but it wouldn't get me anywhere. Well, he hides his grief pretty well, doesn't he? Nothing cold about it. It's fevered is what it is. Oh, I know a lot of dead deer woodens who will be relieved to hear that. You got the giant footprint on your back to prove it. Well, usually a good idea to react hastily to an invasion. And seeing what we've seen, it's hard to believe they got our best interests at heart. And got that right. You'd think after getting blown up, he'd slow down on the battling. How could she be gone? We can go. Right. This lighted path fellow, Bosch. Sounds interesting. There's some way I can meet him? With a lava, though. It was more like she had carnal relations with you. Lions, bats, and Orleans, to name a few. Although after he was dead, I don't think any of us ever found out why he'd done what he did. Hey, kid. What was your name again? It should be the other way around. He's the one owes you an explanation. You hear me, kid? He owes you. Well, that's charitable. Bairn, had another one of your talks there, didn't you? You gonna share details, or do we gotta guess? If you got something to tell us. All the places he can go, and he chooses a spot named for Magrin. What could he be thinking? What about you, though? I'm getting flashes of those episodes you used to have in Deerwood. You know, when you were going crazy. It feels like we're getting closer. I just don't know to what. Any word from our giant Adra friend? That's when I'd like to be right up next to you to hear. Or we could wait till you're sleeping and hold you at knife point. Don't lose your nerve on me now. What's he gonna do, kill you again? Yeah, guess he might. That's not really what you'd call a defensive weapon, wouldn't you say? More like something you'd lay siege with. Much as I doubt that, none of my explanations fits any better. I suppose he does look like a monster from down here. You'd be surprised. One time me and my brother filled this fella's house with manure, right up to the roof. All different kinds of it. That was the last time he ever called us irresponsible. Folks that saw Widewind on the field of battle, ones that lived, used to get rounded up looking like this. Some got reassigned, but most they sent home. Good, you're up. Best get your weapons ready. Got some old friends stopping by. Kinda sounds like you want Aethys to succeed. If we don't fix this mess you're about to cause, the whole world is gonna look this bad. This isn't right. You can't put this burden on us. You can't make the gods' problems our responsibility to fix. I mean, it's a mighty heavy load you're putting on our shoulders. I just hope we can carry it. How can you have faith that what you're doing is good? You know how many people are going to suffer because of this. No matter how you spin this, you can't set it straight. You weren't expecting me to back you up in this, were you? I've heard you say some crazy things in our time together, but that just about beats them all. No, Aethys! Don't listen to him! I still believe in you! You can't give in to this! No, Aethys! Don't listen to her! I still believe in you! You can't give in to this! You keep falling asleep on me, I'm gonna have to start walking behind you with a pillow. Oh, by the way, the storm's gone. Also, I think Aethys is ending the world. That sure sounds like the Ingwithans. Guess they got around. Not all of them passed. But we got the one they left behind. Whoa, that's, where would you even stab something like that? Well, that's how we got here in the first place. It's right by the kitchen? That's great. Then we don't even have to go far to get snacks. Maybe the spear's a gift for us? Black bones. That's Aloth. Oh, Aloth. What did you think you were doing? Oh, I'd say that statue has more than its share of God in it. Saw enough of that during the Legacy. Answer simple enough. When they ended it early, that was bad beyond measure. And when they didn't, same thing. He's done his research. Might as well hear him out. Let's not fight. We just want our little skull back. The rest you can keep. Hey, it's our little skull. Oh, we thought we'd lost you. You've grown so much. A whole body now. It'll grow back. Give it time. Feeling all right? Talking to some dead people in there? Let's make it so he wakes up in a funny pose. Wait, why's the lamb in the woods? I give good shoulder rubs. See if that interests him. Careful. I used to be involved with the girl. Asked questions sort of like that. It's a trap. Whoa, you sure about that? There's gear in that wardrobe. Take what you need. Get armed and suited up. We gotta get on deck. We can roughhouse later. Real anxious to get back to being dead, I see. You hearing all right? Gear's in the wardrobe. Got no time to dally. If we don't get out there now, we'll have lost by the time we do. Well, at least he asked. And then he's going to wear his breeches on his head and dance for us? Did I hear that right? You know, I always thought that room was missing something. Always liked that one. Sometimes I like to wiggle the finger like it's tickling. All right, now make some use of it. Alive's a big improvement. That might have been me. I've been slapping you a little harder each day, trying to wake you. Sure, you've been out a long time. How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
He pokes at your shoulder with one finger.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
He indicates a nearby wardrobe.
I never dreamed it'd work.
Edér stares with disbelief at what would likely be his slapping hand, examining both sides. He shrugs.
Well, you owe me. No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake? How are you feeling? Sure. I mean, someone has to be there for the gods to get mad at. Sure. Everybody should try it once. Me? You don't remember?
Edér points at his face, which he seems to be arranging into his most recognizable expression. Receiving no response, he shrugs.
I'm the captain of this boat, and I was real big back in Deerwood. Had this keep called Cadnua. I was famous, and I was what you'd call a watcher. I'd go around talking to dead folks and creeping out just about everyone who saw.
He holds up his hands with fingers curled to mimic claws.
You're just some farmer. Likes to follow me around. Take most of the beating for me when we get attacked. Don't worry, it'll all come back. Ah, see? You remember. Well, maybe it was you who was going around being a creepy watcher. I get mixed up easily, but that fortress was mine. I remember that. Well, if it doesn't, I still wouldn't mind you taking the hits for me when the fighting starts. Anyway, you didn't answer my question. How you feeling? I like to think I'm valuable. Who, little old me? Nice to feel wanted. You want me to hold him? I can hold him for you, so you don't have to keep picking him up. How many imps do you think you had to eat to get that big? There's a whole world of people out there been let down by their gods. So, if nothing else, kid, won't be hard finding folks who can relate. Oh, how can we stay mad at you, little guy? I like the cheering, but some of what he's saying makes me a little nervous. I hope this Nemnock knows to bring bandages. Hey, Vela, I put on my boots the other day to find out they were full of crabs and seawater. You wouldn't know anything about that? Atta girl. Divert suspicion, give him a new scapegoat. Rehearse your story so you can say it without hesitating. I knew we were right to steal you from your home as a baby.
Damn, lost it. Black Sun, come on. I had it. Damn, lost it. Black Sun.
Wish I could have done something. We gotta be more careful.
Pariathus!
Leave it to me. May I be a candle in the night. I'm on it.
Stay behind me. Here we go. Sure, I'll fight your battle for you. Great, I'll get right on that. Yeah, all right. Whatever you want. I'm going. Leave it to me.
Don't think I can pull that off. Sorry, friend. I can't.
That order's too tall. Not for you.
Crave ta fila thielim. Quethe silmes meetum. Werde bildan sawul. Croacten. Sakrithu. Ixmaru.
Course, I got it. Sure. Well, don't see why not. You insist, I guess. Fine. Sure. I trust you. Yeah, right away. Yeah, I hear you. Good thinking.
Hey, that wasn't half bad.
That must have hurt. Take that. Right on target. That'll teach you. That's right. Come on. Not even close. Missed. I'm better than that. I hope nobody saw that. Damn it.
Take a gander over there. Would you look at that?
That looks like something. You see that?
I'll see you when I see you. It's okay. I don't want to be around you either.
Well, something I said? Maybe that's for the best. Oh, I'll miss you. Looks like trouble. Hey, watch out. Could be a fight.
Trouble up ahead.
Whoa, look. Wait, look there.
I know when I'm beat.
Better step out of this one. Not my finest hour.
Ulu Thed. Moeth Ixiana. Lavaru beyond Seek. Brithu Likna. Athek Worth and Roth. Hey, watch it with that. Hey, whose side are you on?
I thought we were friends.
Yeah, I heard you the first 18 times. Is this supposed to teach me that I shouldn't pet animals too much? You know, if you do this enough, I'll get a permanent +5 to deflection.
Only child, huh?
Well, this is great and all, but I think I'd be having more fun swinging from that tree back home. We've been standing here so long, I'm almost out of white leaf.
Maybe this'll take a breather too. And no rush, just trying to catch up to a giant statue that takes huge strides. Should we get a campfire going? I'm getting hungry. Anybody know any good songs?
Kinda stuck over here. I'm having some trouble moving through this.
I can't move.
I could go for some shut-eye about now. If we could rest for a bit, I'd be much obliged. Well, that could have gone better. A quick rest would help, if you don't mind. You give me any more gifts and people will start to think you're playing favorites. Carry it yourself. I'd carry more if I could, but I can't. Sorry, friend.
Huh? Ooh, I like how this feels. Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, this looks great on me. Not bad. I feel bad there's not enough for everybody. My folks said I'd never amount to anything. Well, this'll impress some ladies. Strings attached, no doubt. Doesn't make us friends. Now we're talking. Oh, can I hold that? Nice find. Their fault for leaving it lying around. Hey, we're rich. I wouldn't mind one of those myself. Oh, we'll take what we can get. Anything fancy? Better than nothing. Long as I'm not carrying it. Nothing special looks like. It's something, I guess. Well, that could do us some good. Oh, that is real fancy. Keep the party happy. That's what I say. You're not keeping that for yourself, are you? Well, that's exciting. Money well spent. Don't you hold out on me, Watcher.
Glad to be back. Well, if you insist. Hey there.
Miss me?
Oh! Hope you're not expecting much. I guess I make as good a target as any.
Fine. You sure?
Can we talk? Well, that's not nice. Well, as long as I don't get caught.
All right, but I'm keeping what's in there. That all I am to you.
Might need some help here. Hey, we had some good times. As one, forth to battle! Death take you.
Haloth! Haloth! No! My God. Maya's gone. Pelagina! No! No! Not Seraphin. The big guy's done for good. Damn it. Oh, God. Not Shodi. Please, no! Edwin's dead. I mean, for real. Wish I could have done something. Watcher! Watcher, no! We gotta be more careful. Edwin's dead. I can't say I'm gonna miss her. Oh, Aethys. No! Not Aloth! Aloth! Damn it! Shodi's dead, and now you've gotten someone killed. How many people have to die for you? Damn it! Aloth still hasn't learned how to take a hit. Maya's down. Come on, Pelagina, hang in there. The little blue fuzzball's checked out. Looks like Takehu's out of the fight. Black bones. Shodi's done for. Edwin's down. Watcher, stay with us. Jam, we're losing folks.
Not to alarm you, but I'm slowly dying of poison. No rush, but if you have any antidotes handy, I'd be much obliged.
What are you doing? What's wrong with you? You want to hit someone, hit me.
Keeping an eye out.
Let's take a look. Keep it down.
Yeah, I heard you the first 18 times. Is this supposed to teach me that I shouldn't pet animals too much? You know, if you do this enough, I'll get a permanent +5 to deflection.
Hey. Yeah? What do you need?
Only child, huh? What do you want? What? What is it? Leave me alone. Get someone else to do it. Not interested. Something I can do?
This thing isn't doing the job.
I need something stronger. Can't make a dent.
All done. Guess I wasn't so hard.
Wish I could have done something. We gotta be more careful.
Eloth! Eloth! No! My God! Maya's gone!
Pelagina! No!
No, not Seraphine!
The big guy's done for. For good. Damn it. Oh God. Not Shodi. Please, no! Edwin's dead. I mean, for real.
Watcher! Watcher, no!
Edwin's dead. Can't say I'm gonna miss her.
Oh, Aethys! No! Not Eloth! Eloth!
Damn it! Shodi's dead. Damn it! Aloth still hasn't learned to take a hit. Maya's down! Come on, Pelagina. Hang in there!
The little blue fuzzball's checked out!
Looks like Takehu's out of the fight.
Black Bones! Shodi's done for! Edwin's down!
Watcher, stay with us! Damn! We're losing folks!
Say, Aloth, I may not be the quickest to catch on, but I've been seeing you and the Watcher talking a lot. Are you two sharing jokes and not letting me in on it? 'Cause that wouldn't be right. Hey, he looks just like... You sure about that? Ingleflip sounds like he's got a lot to offer. Well, that'd be real good. Me and Isilmir got a lot of catching up to do. Now we could sure use help. Especially seeing how many folks we already got killed. You got an eye for charming little towns, I'll say that much. That was pretty good. Good one. I hope you got a while, 'cause I got lots to say about their motives and methods. That's like what he told the Glanfathans. I'll bet he didn't expect they'd kill him for it. Would have loved to see the look on his face. People doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons for thousands of years without even realizing it. Doesn't get more lead and key than that. Still waiting for the kind part. I like this sword. Can we keep it? Hey, we should give it to Aloth so Isilmir can have a new friend. I wish Isilmir were here. I bet she'd have been good friends with it. Oh, sounds like you two got something real special there. Almost makes a man wish for a sword of his own. Yeah, but I've never had one that purrs when you stroke it. Nah, I treat my swords real good. Got this whetstone move that I do. Keeps him pacified. Bold. Like your style. If I was you, I'd be browsing weapon shops. Send a message. You know, I thought that sword looked a little damaged. You may want to aim away from our Watcher there if it's gonna pass out of your mouth. If it's worth anything to you, I think I got some of the same worries. I'm just trying to keep your gear clean there. You can thank me later. Well, not the same, exactly. But maybe the same kind of feelings beneath it all. About who we are to our God and who he is to us. Sorry, I know you're going through something there. Hey, guess her skills had something, I suppose. She seemed, willful.
There's an old story about Aethys. They don't teach it at church. I don't get this at all. There was a Dawnstar settlement on Isongo. Well, it's not for nothing that Aethys is doing all this. I give him that. It starts with this little girl. And she's crying because it's the middle of the night and her daddy's not home yet. She wants to go looking for him, but it's too dark, so she prays to Aethys, asks him to make it morning. And Aethys tells her, he says, I can't do that. I can't upset the balance of night and day. It'll hurt the world. So she starts begging, and he can see she's in pain. And he's got a soft spot for crying little girls. So he says, all right, just this one time. Well, there's all kinds of chaos. Night predators going hungry. Folks collapsing because they didn't sleep. But the girl finds her daddy, who'd gotten lost. Guess he was drunk or something. I forget. And that's the whole story. Doesn't have much explanation. What do you make of it? Never said it was any good, did I? Just wondering if he had an opinion on it. He did, didn't he? Maybe it wasn't the best choice, but you could see how he'd got to it. Not his best quality, patience. Makes you think of those parents that let their kids learn from their own mistakes. I always liked that about him. But now I'm starting to worry it's dangerous for a god to be that way. I first heard this story when I was a boy, but it came up more during the Saints' War when we were encamped. We took to wondering, the Aethasians, if maybe Aethys had something good in mind and we just couldn't see it. Like, if we could just know why he was doing it, even if we didn't agree, we'd at least see how he got there. Well, there's still part of me wants to believe he's trying to help. The place got trampled just the same. This is Wide-Wen all over again. Only now we know it really is Aethys behind it. Hard to imagine anything that's that important. If I wanted a god like that, I'd start praying to Scan. These were people that devoted their lives to him. Don't know what he's doing, but it sure looks bad. I wouldn't mind if he stopped walking for a minute. Let us know what he's up to. I'll tell you one thing. When we catch up to that unstoppable god statue, me and him are gonna have words. Lava better be all right. The gods keep their secrets at any cost. We've seen that. It tore Deerwood apart. But how many times do we have to stand by and watch while someone with some big idea wrecks the world trying to make it happen? Maybe it is better to shine a light at them. Maybe he means well, but he's blind to the lives he's destroyed. He was so sure that we'd be better off down the road, but he doesn't know that. There'll be more disasters to come if Aethys fails. He's just like the other ones. He's not a god, he just thinks he is. The gods can't stop folks from figuring out their secrets, but watch them try. You're right. Oh, you're seeing this more clearly than I am. No, I don't see it that way. Watch all the innocents like Bayern dying in an effort to please their gods. Look what good he's done his followers since he came to the world. Look what he did to Bayern. Watch all the wars they trick us into fighting in their names. Maybe Aethys is right that there's no stopping him. Doesn't mean I gotta be on his side. If there's some way I can help Aethys put a stop to it, I will. And he starts the dawn.
Can I ask you something personal? You sure? Sometimes I ask things to get people riled up without meaning to. All right. Is there any kind of ocean critter I shouldn't be eating in front of you? I noticed the Juana got a lot of statues of Andra. That doesn't bother you? Well, if everybody in my village had a naked statue of my mama, I'd be knocking on doors and making threats. Takehu, you ever use your abilities to play jokes on anyone? It doesn't sound like much of a joke. Oh, I'm getting so many ideas right now. How would you feel about betraying the Watcher's trust? Do you think Andra's got something in mind for you, Takehu? It's funny. I fought against Aethys. I'm chasing him now. And I don't think he knows a thing about me. Yeah, I guess we'll see about that. Pallegina, how is it nothing about what the gods are up to seems to faze you? Don't you at least want to hear what Aethys has to say? I'm not saying it wouldn't, just looking for... I don't know. Hey, Pallegina, I know you're kind, you can't have children. But would you have wanted them? When I was younger, I took it for granted I'd have them one day. Free labor. But a lot of time passed before I knew it. Hardly gave it a thought until now. Deadfire's so different than what I'm used to. Well, must be for you, too. They seem to hold the godlike in high regard. You ever think about staying? Did Kana ever get to meet Ishi? Really? Well, Kana always seemed agreeable to me. Does it suit you, being a soldier? I did well enough at it, but it was never for me. You ever think, maybe I put my faith in the wrong cause? So if things had played out different, you might have grown up here, and you'd be worrying about what the trading companies were doing, setting up down here. Seraphin thought we agreed you'd stay out of my head. What do you think you're gonna find? All right. Which one of us am I thinking of now? That's 10 in a row. That's some talent you got. I didn't ask anything. I wasn't wondering that. Cone Cat. Cone Cat. Hey, little snake. No, who's a good worm? Who's a good worm? Suey? Suey? Snakey. Oh, you hungry, little fella? Want some honey? Kitty, kitty. Look at that little bare belly. Hey, pupper.
Hey, this brings back some memories, huh? There was that little town, Deerford, we passed through. Got hit real hard by the legacy. Well, there's a group of Aethasians in Deerwood, the night market. Go around helping other Aethasians in secret. I looked all around the Deerwood, but that place has too many ghosts for me. Things I'd just as soon forget. I don't know. I've still got this picture of him in my mind from when I was a kid in church. I want the destruction to stop. I want him to finish what he's doing and then go in peace. For a long time, I hoped that we'd find out what Aethys wants, and we'd finally understand. His goal, it's beyond my reckoning. I got time. What's on your mind? Hey, look who it is. What's gnawing you? I like that feeling, knowing we'd stop Theos. We were part of something big, and that was something I never felt before, not even at war. Guess I went looking for it again. Not that I wanted to tangle with gods, but something smaller. Something I thought I could manage. I went in and asked their mayor if I could help, and he was real friendly, but then it turned out he was in that Scanite cult they have over there. And when I wasn't looking, he tried to knock me out with a garden hoe. Guess he wanted to drain my blood or gouge out my eyes with rocks or whatever it is they do. Didn't ask. Anyway, I came out of his house carrying his head, and I got to be mayor after that. They didn't even want to do an election. I said, if you're sure, and they all nodded, kinda quick-like. Some of it I was good at, welcoming people, getting them to settle there, keeping order. But there were other things I had no head for. Negotiating, settling arguments, saying the right things. I think I made a difference, but plenty of folks got hurt along the way, if you like. Sorta like the leaden key, guess you could say. Except not a bunch of craven lunatics. So this one night I'm at a tavern, and this fella has a disagreement with me. Game of Orland's head he'd lost some money at, and I'm bashing his head into the target when he notices I got this pendant with a symbol of Aethys on it. So we get to talking, and it turns out he's an alright fella. Runs with the night market. And after he was feeling better a month or two later, he introduced me to some folks in the group, and they let me in. Well, it depended. The jobs we did, I got to help a lot of folks. A lot of times it was helping folks get out of bad situations, getting them set up with better ones. I liked that, but the group had problems. A lot of different ideas how to run things. Sometimes it cost the people we were trying to help, and I don't know if that was something we could have avoided or if it was the cost of trying to fix things. Ended up moving to Edér and tracking down my parents. They went there as refugees after the war ended. In part, I guess. Edér, they still got some bad blood with Deerwood. Goes back to the Revolution. Some Edérans like to give Deerwoodans a hard time they get the chance. With my folks, a group came along and tried to take their land. Made a phony claim to it. I sat down with them and we had a friendly negotiation. One fella, I don't think he'll ever be able to look to his right again. But we came to an understanding. My folks, they didn't see me the same after that. I think they'd have rather given up the land than have it come to violence. It's nothing like what we're seeing. Just like it was nothing like Widewind. But that first image, that's still what Aethys is to me. Only I don't see it playing out that way. But lately, there's nothing I'm more afraid of. But I'm starting to think that if the current way of things led to the purges and Widewind's legacy, then maybe there does have to be some kind of change. It doesn't seem much different than Theos and Woodica, does he? Powerful beings thinking they know what's best for us, not caring the costs we pay. I just hope he's better at thinking things through than I am. Starting to think we'd be better off without the gods. At least we'd know the messes were our own. Wasn't what I expected, I know that much. We got him out of there. That's the most important thing. Don't think there's much to say. I had this idea that maybe I'd get along with him. Either 'cause he was like his mom or 'cause he was like, but it was like somebody talked him out of his personality. It's not his fault. He's alone out here. And his mom was such a force. She was so sure of herself, she'd have had that cult leader following her. Hard to replace something like that. But he is all alone out there, and that's what got him into trouble to begin with. I hope this time it's different. I hope he makes connections, finds something to do with himself. I worry, though. He was alone. Got talked into believing in something that sounded good to him. We couldn't talk him out of it. Another soul torn away by Aethys, whether or not he meant it. Doesn't help matters that he chose death and we denied it to him. The air's different. Especially compared to Gilded Vale, where there's more livestock than shovels. Sounds different, too. You wake up to all those bird calls, it really does sound like they're making music. And when he looked at you, You got the feeling he was looking at someone a long ways behind you. If the birds woke you in Gilded Vale, it was usually a couple crows making the most horrible mating noises you ever heard. Strange thing is, I still get this feeling in me like I wish I was home. Hard to miss what you can barely remember. All I know is my life took a turn when this world came stomping into mine. He does. I guess he's got that over the rest of them. Gilded Vale got its name from the way the wheat fields used to look in the sun. But this place really is gilded. Might as well be a different world. Yeah, seems they had a whole different way of looking at things. I'd say I like this one better, but the truth is, neither one seems any closer to me. Ended. Yet here we are, all the same. These great people got a funny way of passing on. They disappear from the world, but leave their problems behind for the rest of us to deal with. You know, I broke a wheel once too. First thing I thought of when we learned what Aethys was doing. What a mess. Well, I was playing with it in the way a young child might when his parents are out, and that wheel came right off. It wouldn't go back into place, so I pushed it harder, and pretty soon I'd broken off a spoke. Broke off 3 more trying to fix that. Anyway, I got whipped pretty good for it. That wheel was never the same, even after my dad fixed it. I used to think of the gods as being like parents to all of us. Well, now I know better. They're children, playing while their folks are gone. And now here we are, with Aethys trying to undo the whole thing. God of redemption, trying to redeem the gods. I guess maybe that's one good thing that's come out of this, at least for me. I got something to do with my life that doesn't involve hauling or shoveling. I even got a friend or two out of it, even if it meant I had to do it with you. Whole world's about to face the biggest test it ever saw. What Aethys is doing, it's gonna change everything. We may not survive. Kith, I mean. My mom had this spinning wheel, and she loved it. The children of the Dawn Stars. I wondered if we'd run into them down here. Hey, there's a lady I'm looking for. Came from Deerwood. You know how I've been saying there's nothing more important to me than us freeing you from Bereth's bonds? I had a hunch they might be idiots. Just didn't know how big. We missed it. There's someone I used to know. Just an old friend. Came out here to settle with them last I heard. Maybe we should ask around, see if she's still out here. Might be she can help us. Oh, well, both grew up in Gilded Vale, same temple. All right. We used to, you know. I knew you'd understand. You're gonna like her. I got a good feeling. Short, got a bad temper. It goes by a Lava Mazzy. Heard of her? No? Yeah, that's her. So, she's living with her, husband, then? Huh. Well, must be laying low. She's got a son? How old would you say? Like a little boy? Nah, just curious. Wow, that's something. Well, thanks for your help. Yeah, I was just about to ask. I guess we'll look that way then. Much obliged. Well, I meant that. I did. But there's this other thing I need to see about. On the way, like. I was gonna tell you. Thanks. I'm not sure I could anyway. I don't see it like an obstacle. Well, not unless she's mad. She might be mad. Exactly, you understand. Wait, how's that? I'm glad you see it that way. This thing with the gods holding your soul for ransom, we're still gonna take care of that. Right after. This woman, well, love's not the right word, but she was something to me once, back in Gilded Vale. When I was mayor of Deerford, I had this vision of what I wanted it to look like. It was going to be what Gilded Vale was, before the legacy. After the legacy ended, all I could think about was how to repair what the gods had done. Once Theos was gone, there wasn't much keeping me in Deerwood. Thought I'd be happier in Edér, where my folks had gone. Anyway, I don't expect you to understand. But I gotta know she ended up all right. Nothing personal, but I don't know if there will be an after. Even though you may be the only one I wouldn't bet against. I followed you once when there was something you had to do to put your soul at ease. We went through a lot, but we did it. Now I'm asking you to let me see to mine. Yeah, That's something. Coming out of Deerwood during that time. When I knew her, she had another little boy, just a baby. But the legacy deprived him of a proper life. I never found out what happened to him. But with the Hollowborn, you didn't have to ask. Guess he got a brother, though. No, but I don't see a way to let this go. Least a way's not now. Last time I saw Alava, we got friendly. Now she's got a son. In my head, I thought we'd get here and she'd scold me for not leaving her alone. That would have been enough for me. She was someone who could survive anything. She should be here. Doesn't seem real. Hey, if you need a shoulder to cry on, I'm right here. I guess so. I guess it's possible. That last night, it wasn't my best performance. That boy, he looks like her. But it's hard to believe she raised him. Look in his eyes had more in common with his big brother than with his mom. Never heard of these partisans of the lighted path, but I know the type. Most days I'm against persecuting Aethasians. Now, I'm starting to see the other side of it. Oh, you might be right about that. Though, I'd rather be doing just about anything else. Sure. Just like Theos. You almost wish you could lock him in a room with Durance. See how fast they talk their way through the air supply. Alava'd say leave it alone. She'd say I'd only make a mess of things. But that boy's all that's left of her now. If there's anything left at all. Be the effigy if I don't pay these partisans of the lighted path a visit. Baron, he's gonna be getting on that ship from what it sounded like. They're gonna park that thing next to Aethys and slit their own throats. I wish they'd gone ahead with it before they got Baron involved. If we can't catch it, maybe not for you, but there is for me. You in, or am I going alone? That's so? Well, guess that's it then. All right, well, good luck with the big statue in your soul. I knew there was something I liked about you. All right, just let's not be late. Hey, we met a young fella out there. Kinda reminded me of Alava. He said he didn't know her. Why would he lie? She was real loud, too. Used to have to cover her mouth or she'd get the dog howling in the next room. And in some ways it got there. I was proud of that, but it didn't feel like I thought it would. Come to realize there was someone I needed to show it to. Last I saw her, she was going to New Hayamar. Went looking for her there, only to find that she'd left a long time ago. Ilava, well, she'd have been about the last person left in Deerwood who'd have seen what I made and understood. To me, that meant seeing about making Aethasians feel safe in their own homes. That's how I found the night market. After a while of that, I got to thinking about the days just after the war, when we all stopped feeling safe in the first place. Mostly I thought of the woman I couldn't help, who had to leave her home in the dead of night carrying a little baby that had no soul. It was nice seeing them again. Been almost since the war, but I didn't belong. Found I couldn't talk to anyone, and not just because of the funny way Edérans talk. Over there, across the ocean, it's like nothing I'd been through ever happened. Not the war, not the legacy. Even my parents missed most of it. And I'm glad about that. But all we had to talk about was stuff from when I was a boy. Then I thought of somebody I knew I could talk to. Maybe the last person. And just like that, I was back on a boat, going the other way. I mentioned the baby she had when I knew her. That was a boy, too. Doubt they'd ever get past the pre-dinner prayer rituals. Can you promise me we'll go right now? You had no right to do that. That boy wasn't hurting anyone. I'll be going my own way from now on. This is over. I got my limits, Aloth. Maybe you should ask yourself about yours. Sorry I won't be staying on to the end. I wanted to see this through. Do something for me, Aloth. If he's doing right, help him out. If he's not, tell him I'll be holding him to account. One way or another. Shodi, you surprised me. If Gon doesn't see what I see in you, you tell him he's not good enough for you. That goes for anyone, man or god. Look, I know you got a lot going on, but we gotta hurry if we're gonna get to Baron in time. No, we're too late! Look for Baron! 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 You see him? This is him. He's gone. Most of them are dead. Do you see Baron? No, kid! Lower that. Let's talk. That's right. That vision of his. He got it from another Dawnstar. You can't let him decide for you. You know what Olava would think of this. Your mom knew how to spot a fake. What do you think she'd say about him? You've got a lot to live for. You can trust a watcher to know something about that. You won't get a choice with this. Maybe he's not testing faith. Maybe he's testing if you can think for yourself. Faith went by the wayside soon as he turned Arayad Saren's head into a pillar of light. I know that's a lot to take in. And maybe harder to believe than anything your cult leader is saying. Effigy's eyes, kid. You think your tiny soul's gonna change his fate? And we'll smack it around a while, too, on behalf of your mother. Right, that's the basic idea. You're a young man, just finding your place. Leave the dying to people like this dung heap. What he means is, you're probably more valuable to Aethys alive. What she means is, you're probably more valuable to Aethys alive. Hard to blame his deserters. They got to live. Meanwhile, his last vanguard got burned right out of the world, bones and all. Aethys doesn't deserve your life, or even your crazy leaders. Not until he starts making some sense. He's the god of redemption. You'll be all right. Listen to me. You gotta listen, kid. Bairn, you can build something in his honor, like I did. A town, a temple, a good life. You can help his followers, like I did. There's so many hurting out there. So many lost, or outcast, or hunted. No, stop! Don't you got somewhere you need to be, Bosch? If you're having second thoughts, I can help you follow through. Think he's all right? He looks a little seasick. Lucky you weren't stronger then. The gods might have rights to our souls, but they got no right to our lives. Seems to me they'll take from you whatever's not nailed down if you let them. For right now, let's just get you home. That's a miracle like I've never seen. Well, we made you a better one. You're gonna have a long time to think about whether you chose right. It's not as clear as you'd think, trust me. What was this? I guess he did. Wish he didn't. A madman who might really have had a vision from his god. I'd like to believe that. We should go. During the Saints' War, me and my brother, we had a choice to make. It was just like this. We saw it different, he and I. He chose our god. I didn't. I'll never see him again. And I don't know where his soul is now. But I don't think Aethys was around to save it. You're gonna stay here. There's better ways to serve your god. Maybe not a statue. If one day Aethys comes asking where you were when he needed you, you can point him to me. He and I, well, we got things to discuss anyway. What did you do? We're all so trusting. Our gods don't deserve it. Not just that he's helping Aethys, but that Aethys is doing something good. Come on, say something. I don't see him. Let's check downstairs. Come on, if he's here, he's below decks. Kid, don't do this! Stay back! I told you once I wasn't sure I liked who I was fighting for. Now I know I don't. Hey, something's been bothering me. I'd like a word.
If you told me a few years ago that I'd end up following you on another crazy errand, I'd have said you were out of your mind. All this chasing after Aethys, it's brought back memories of the Saints' War.
Right, well, good to know I wasn't imagining it. You spend enough time with someone, you're bound to catch sight of things. Things you didn't notice at first. Maybe some things you don't care for. You and I now, we've spent a lot of time together. I've always tried to do right by you, even if I didn't agree with everything you did. Maybe it's just Aethys that's got me thinking this way, but lately I'm starting to question who I should be fighting for. And the more I see of you, the less I feel good about my choices. Well, that's what I've been telling myself. And I do want to make it to Aethys.
I've got so many questions. There's no one else who can answer them.
Not looking for one. Just trying to get the measure of you. See if I misjudged. We're going to the same place. Don't know if I can make it without you. I got so many questions, and there's no one but Aethys who can answer them. Oh, maybe you just gave me my answer, though. I used to think war showed you who a person was. What they'd do when no one was looking. Come to realize war was the problem. Living day after day in the stink of it. It changed you. Before you even noticed. Well, sometimes, anyway. Some folks were bad from the start. But the pressures of what we're doing now, it's not a whole lot different. There comes a point, though, where those answers don't matter if I gave up my soul to get them. It didn't mean anything by that last part. just an expression. You don't want to change, that's your right. I'm just telling you, I got my limits. I don't ask much, and I want to help you. We're in this together. Just need you to respect that I'm here with you, and there's things I won't stand for. Well, I appreciate that. If you can follow through, this'll be the last time you hear of it. You say that like you got no control. I thought you might say something like that. In my experience, a lot of times they were. But I knew people who fought to get back to who they were. To me, that counted for a lot. That's not how I see it, but if that's how you feel, there's nothing I'm about to say that I haven't gone over in my head a dozen times. This isn't about how you treat me. It's how you treat everyone else. If that's how you feel, keep right on doing it. But good luck getting to Aethys on your own. Afraid it is. Even the worst commander I ever met, he had something decent about him, deep down. He respected his soldiers. It was enough to make folks fight for him. But you? I don't think you care much for who I am and what I value. Nah, not this time. I had plenty of time to see who you are. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking for respect and consideration. Well, at least we got that cleared up. It is. I've seen all I need to see. I haven't made any secret about what I want out of you. But I don't see much effort on my account. We're still going to the same place. You got that much on me. So I'm here long as it suits me. And there's other folk with us I don't mind helping, but no longer than that. That's good. Then there won't be any surprises or hurt feelings. I think that covers it. Nah. Just practical. Maybe a little dim-witted. Nothing new there. Don't think there's anything more needs to be said.
Not 'cause I got anything against you, more that trouble seems to come looking for you wherever you go. Yet, here we are again, probably on our way to die. Well, you already did, but I mean, all real nice of you to share. Someday I'll have to get you a gift. I was getting sick of sleeping indoors and not having any broken bones, it's true. Hey, I'm here, ain't I? Could have taken one look at that big footprint and decided on a nice long vacation in Raid Saris. And wouldn't you know it, this time is shaping up to be crazier than the last one. But I gotta say, I appreciate how you've handled things. Times like these, staying decent's not as easy as it sounds. Thought you were weird at first, of course, but you've surprised me. There's something to that. I like to think I'm the same way. Well, that's why I mention it. Sometimes it's been anything but. Well, you were having a silent chat with the dead dwarf lady when I met you. Takes a special type to overlook something like that. Well, maybe it wasn't. Guess I'm just glad things have gone the way they have then. Except I chose to believe in the goodness of a giant statue that kills everything it passes. Sometimes I have second thoughts about that. I've been meaning to ask, though. How is it you never seem to lose your way through all this? What is it tells you you're on the right path? Well, you're in good company then. Hard to argue with that. And I might get some strange looks if I did. Why didn't I think of that? Could have saved myself some trouble. Oh, that's quite a feat. You gotta tell me your secrets someday. I guess I'm lucky we got similar views then. Or it seems that way when it counts, anyway. That's an interesting way of looking at it. Don't know if it's right, but I bet there's less worrying. Yeah, I thought it might be. Just wish it didn't have to. Well, whatever works, I guess. When I was a boy, things were simpler. Aethys was more like a character we read about in church. Well, most stories had him helping folks or making the world work as it should. You pray to him. He might help you, too. There was no cost to it. No confusion about his will or followers taken into extremes. Following Aethys was right. Had no reason to question. Do you think there's any way that following him could still be the right path? After all we've seen, I guess we'll see what he has in store soon enough. If we make it that far, is that something we can ask for? Seems like the gods might take that personal. This better be some cause for all the damage he's done. You did, didn't you? I guess it's been on my mind a lot. I don't think it could look much worse for him. Those old notions of him, that's all he's got in his favor now. I suppose that's true. Not really a point in Aethys' favor, though. Anyway, I didn't mean for this to get depressing. I think this was just a long way of saying I appreciate the way you've guided things. Makes me feel like I'm doing some good, going with you. Just how scared everyone was, mostly. Everybody put on a brave face, made all these claims about what they'd do when they met a god in battle. There was no sadder sight than a group of us talking big, trying to outdo one another. Even the fella that led us, he used to say he knew all these different ways you could kill a god, if you were so inclined. Of course, at night he'd grind his teeth so hard it sounded like he was chewing rocks. In case you were curious if he really had it in him. Oh, I bet that'll be a load off his mind. Could be he'll suck out our souls more gently as a reward. We'll probably both have some scary-looking smiles before long. See, when you say it, I'm more inclined to believe it. Or at least to believe you believe it. I wouldn't have traded them. The ones that died, most of them died brave. The ones that lived, well, they earned it. Point being, the prospect of facing a god makes cowards of most all of us. And now, here I am again, on my way to meet Aethys. Some ways I feel the same. Edgy, sick in my gut. But it's different this time. Might be because of you. Huh, well, wasn't important. We haven't gone to pieces yet, for one thing. At least not on the outside. You could have let it all end back at Cadnua, or even Gilded Vale. But you're still going, even knowing where we're headed. Haven't forgot who you are. Maybe, but you wear it well. Reckon I haven't. There's part of me thinks we aren't gonna make it out of this. When I get to thinking like that, it helps to remember how you've held together. What do you think? We gonna survive all this? Yeah, I go back and forth myself. Every time we see one of those big footprints, it reminds me not to get too excited. Whether or not I believe it, I like it just the same. Hey, if you died once, how bad could it be to do it again? Well, maybe that makes it more impressive you're still at it then. I'll take that over the alternative. And I've been learning to give you the benefit of the doubt. There's something about that speaks to me. Maybe that's what it was I was noticing. But if I can face it like you, maybe it doesn't matter. There's a good chance we die out here halfway across the world from anywhere I ever called home. I'll tell you what, though. I'm not one for big promises. Maybe you're not the most genuine of souls, but you've been in the right when it's mattered. At least the way I see it. I know you're not the kindest of folks, but you've done right by me more often than not. Sure, you got a bit of a temper on you. Doesn't mean you led us wrong. Not that you don't have a darker side to you. But it hasn't gotten in the way. Not that I don't got questions about your moral fiber, but you've surprised me. Something else I wanted to ask you. It's about a Lava's boy. All right. I won't bother you with it. Well, I was thinking. He's out there, all on his own. Didn't seem like there was anyone even noticed he left to join that cult. And even though we got him out of there, it wouldn't have been his choice had we given him one. I expect if he's left as he is, could be things don't end well for him. I thought, maybe when we're done with all this, if we make it out, I was thinking maybe I should go back there. See if there's something to be done. You got any thoughts on that? Right. Yeah, of course. I did say I'd stick by you. Yeah, I don't think I'd feel right if all I did was to leave him the same way I found him. That's true. I know he might not take well to me. Might even do things in spite of me. I get what you mean, but I don't think it's the right time. And there was nobody there to replace Alava. That's how we got into this mess. You're right, though, that he has to be allowed to become a man. I have to think some more on it. I do worry I'd do more harm than good. Wish there was some way to do more for him, though. I guess I might be staying in Deadfire a little longer than I thought. Anyway, time being, we got our work cut out for us. But I'm gonna beat up as many people and monsters as it takes to get you your life back. You got my word on that. I mean it. Don't know where I'd be right now if you hadn't come through Gilded Vale that day. Sure, all kinds. Respect, curiosity about your watcher senses, confusion, a lot of that. Oh, you mean, well, I'm real fond of you, in case I wasn't clear. But in terms of stronger feelings, I only ever really think about girls that way, is the biggest part of it. And since I was old enough to chase after them. And then there's the fact that I'm still stuck on some things that happened a long time ago. I wouldn't be much good to you anyway. Maybe in another life. Don't get me wrong. You feeling that way, if that is how you feel, That means a lot. You've got a funny way of relating to people. But then I always knew that. You'd be the first to know. Well, I don't doubt your spirit. If anyone could, it'd be you, I'm sure. I hope you don't think less of me. I like what we got going here. It's closer than I've been to anyone in, I don't know, ages. Well, that might be best. Never been real good with feelings anyway. Well, you're an Orlin, unless you're just real short and furry. I know it's not right of me to say it, and I know you're different. Well, yeah, you gotta understand. Growing up in the Deerwood, you just didn't mix with Orlins. Didn't meet many, and when you did, a lot of times it was bad news. I never met hardly any myself, but you'd hear stories. Over time, that's what you had to go on. Knowing you now, I got two different notions of what an Orlin is. And they're both just kind of swimming around up there. Well, maybe we both got something to think about then. I do think a lot of you. That's what I've been trying to say this whole time. But even knowing it might not be right to think those things about Orlins, I can't change how I feel. I haven't felt much that way about anybody in a long time. Doesn't cross my mind hardly. That's nothing to do with you. That's things I never sorted out from way back when. The lava, well, she was part of that. It's like I'm still waiting for something that was never gonna happen. You're serious? Everything we've done together and this is how it ends? If that's how you feel, I won't argue. Now, just about anything would be at this point. Yeah, I guess it was. Nah, where I'm from, sometimes the simple life comes knocking on your door with nooses and pitchforks. I'm not giving him a weird look, he's giving me a weird look. Didn't think Ishi knew how to smoke. That's a good-looking bird. Hey, Birdie. Hey, Birdie. Wait, that was... No, he just started choking. Well, take care, Ishi. Expect to see you both back with us. Whatever works. You feeling all right, Palagina? You sure you don't mean yell at him? You'd really have done that? Or were you just saying it? Some Valians, that's just how they make their point. I hope he coughed up whatever it was that made him talk like that. I'm a little worried about Aloth. How do you handle that? I've been telling folks I'm all right. But the truth is, thinking about facing Aethys keeps me up at night. Didn't think much rattled you. That's just an old habit. He can stand on his own now. You're a gentler soul than you let on. I wish more people could see it. I had you wrong too. Up till recently. But I'm glad to know you now. I always thought you were special too. Shame you're stuck where you are. Hey, you can ask me. Didn't think you meant... Wouldn't Aloth mind? If that's how he feels, I want you to be happy too. Aloth? Yeah, this all makes a lot more sense now, looking back. Oh, now I get it. That's pretty good. Sure, some other time. I think the strain of the journey is getting to him. He's not his usual self. The old Aloth used to really like it when we made fun of him, but the new Aloth doesn't just sit and take it. It's like he's losing his sense of humor. No, not all of it. There's the leaden key. We went all the way through the Deerwood to stop them. Now Aloth just picks up where Theos left off? The leaden key. I don't need to tell you what they did. Just about everything I ever cared about back home, they ruined it. What do you suppose Aloth's been up to these last few years? And why do you suppose he's back here with us? I don't know. Something doesn't sit right is all. You telling me you don't have suspicions? I don't like thinking this way. I'm just not at ease since we, happened to come across him. Not saying we gotta do anything crazy, but maybe we need to be more careful around him. You're right. I was there to see it. Just needed reminding is all. That doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence. Aloth's about as far from Theos as it gets. It does give me some hope. Fair enough. I'll have to think on it. Yeah, I guess that's about it. He did, once. But seeing as how he replaced Theos, it makes you wonder about his reasons. Not sure we wouldn't be better off just hiring somebody. I'd like to believe that. But it seems more likely the leaden key would change Aloth than the other way around. He'd just stand there real quiet with his mouth sort of twitching and his eyes real big like he couldn't believe how good we were getting him. Well, Appreciate you taking the time. That's exactly what Isilmir said, too. I can't imagine both of you being wrong. All right. I think that straightens some things out. Well, sure, but you don't want to dig in, see if you can solve the problem? All right. I'll see what I can do. Crone? Aloth? How? He still does that thing with his hands. He still, although I guess he said about taking apart the leaden key. Can't see old Aloth doing something like that. And he does say what's on his mind more. Like now he tells us when he has to relieve himself instead of disappearing from the campsite and getting us all worried. I see your point. Gonna miss old Aloth, though. He was a lot of fun. See, that's not what he says. But I like your way better. You're right. He does do that with his hands. You gotta stop. My sides hurt. Oh, I miss this. Aloth, there any way you can bring Isilmir back? I miss her impressions. Oh, she could do this one of you. Was real good, though. She could do all your twitching, your squeaky voice when you got nervous. Real sorry, Aloth. We'll keep it down. Just looking to lighten the mood, I guess. What have you been up to, Aloth, since we left Twin Elms? That right? Oh, who took you there? Of course I know that. Just never seen it is all. Wouldn't know. Decided to go places where I could be of more use. Not farming. Thought I'd take a shot at running things. That really all you think I can do? Hey, Aloth. Remember back when you were a low-rank Leaden Key spy? Well, you deserve the promotion. Much prefer you to your old boss. I never thanked you proper for working to take them apart. I wouldn't have expected it from the Aloth I met in Deerwood. Aloth. Hey, Aloth. Isilmir was just telling me this story about your school days. Is it true you woke your dormitory screaming in your sleep about a messy library? Whoa, that's, forget I asked. That right. Well, he's changed since then, as I see it. Sure, but you haven't noticed Aloth, needing you less? I guess you've been sleeping in there these past couple years, then. You say so. That's something, I suppose. Hey, what would you say to me talking to Aloth for a bit? No, I just wouldn't mind talking to him right now. Aloth, when you were handling the Leaden Key, did you get a lot of different opinions from folks? How do you handle that? How is Isilmir? I haven't heard from her in a while. Well, when you learn even the gods don't know it all, it's easier to take risks. Oh, hey, Isilmir. You really want to know? I didn't think you'd be interested. Well, you don't have to worry about me, but that's nice of you to say. Yeah, guess we are talking more. Don't worry, though. Nothing bad about you. You'd be surprised. She's been decent. Maybe because I stopped responding to her when she's mean. Aloth, no matter what happens, we're not gonna let Isilmir get between us, right? Good. Because I wanted to ask you if I could court her. Yeah, she told me to say that. Lied. Oh, you mean, well, depends on what you mean by follow. That's good, I guess. For you. We did that sometimes. Only my brother usually had a hand in the bleeding. Older. Was older. Then Raid Sarah's invaded. No, it's not, you're not doing anything wrong, exactly. It's nothing personal. I just don't think we need to be talking is all. Hey, I wanted to ask you something. It's about Shodi. Hey, Shodi. Those dreams of yours, they still getting to you? Yeah, I've had thoughts like that for a long time. Except now I'm worried about what he intends for the world. I know you were expecting different from Aethys. And I was too. You'll figure something. Something will feel right to you. Oh, more than I knew. Less than she deserved. But that's all past now. For a moment there, I thought her son might have been mine. When I heard, I didn't think I was ready. And then I thought maybe I was. Right. Well, I'll stop worrying then. Moth's been eating through all my good clothes lately. Just realized why. But anybody got that much faith in any god, let alone Aethys? I don't know how to talk to someone like that. Not these days. I get why she's like that. And I was there once, long time back. But it's 'cause of that I can't see a way to respect it. She means well. I can see that. And she's spirited, and if I was still young and didn't know the things I know, it'd be different. Maybe later then. I'm no good at hiding it from her either. I don't see this getting better. It doesn't seem like she's any different than what she shows. All right, I'm not gonna hide it. Won't be pretty, though. I don't think she'll take well to that. But maybe that's for the best. I've never been much of a liar. Folks tend to see through. All right, I'll do like you said. I don't think she'll believe me, but I'll do it. Same thing, really. That's just her trying to find a way to worship Aethys that makes sense to her. I guess that sounds familiar now that you mention it. I know you think it's funny, but the moths are so big here. No one's that bad at Orlan Slap. And I've played against some real sorry folk. This why you always got dirt in your hair. Some of these fights we've been in, you've bailed me out more than once. Don't tell, but I try harder for the ones I like better. I had to. You're down 6 copper to me in Orlan Slap, so your helping me means more. Something tells me that ain't it. Oh, some of my pants wouldn't be polite to wear 'em in public anymore. I wonder if I took to worshiping Andra, if she could make me forget what I just heard. You had me right fooled, farmer. Hey, it was dark. I only saw the back of your head. I thought you were some huge island squirrel. How's that? Well, I'm not much for fooling. Unless it's more like pouring tree sap in someone's breeches. If you're looking for a challenge, maybe we just get a catapult and send you over the wall. Saves repairing the ship again. Hey, they know us down here. I'm glad we got 'em excited. Makes me wish I knew how to sail. I'll take that, at least as far as my head's concerned. No, that's not how things played out. Just never saw it that way. Me, I suppose. Much as the next fella. Oh, if that's those things that tickle your hands, I'll put the whole Aethys mission aside right now. Fish smell would be an improvement. Glad to have you. I'll bet he'll never eat seafood the same way again. Bet she'll never eat seafood the same way again.
Not that we'd know a thing about that.
Well, maybe his soul is destined for greatness, but I doubt the rest of him is going to make it out of that arena.
Those little steps you talking about? For your little Orlan legs, I mean. Don't think she recognizes us? Shh, she can hear you.
That's his fortress back in the Deerwood, where we're from. It's in great shape. Real imposing.
He's had a rough few months, what with dying and all. She's had a rough few months, what with dying and all.
Why is it always blood? If it was me, I'd be asking for ales. Real good ones they have to import special. Listen, I would not trust a blood sacrifice spirit that can't appreciate crisp deerwood and hops.
Here I was looking forward to sitting back and watching you take all the hits for once. Sure, blame Aethys. Everybody does. Not that he don't sometimes deserve it. You ain't afraid of a little water, are you? You hoping the steward don't get any ideas? Sounds confusing. At least with Aethys, it's just the one. Well, that ain't the same. Aethys is sometimes gone, not always both at once. I think that means we can summon up a fight? Wait, we ain't a talking statue too now, are we?
That's his fortress back in the Deerwood, where we're from. It's in great shape. Real imposing.
Smell that? Smells real inviting. Hey, she's like their you. It's got the same scent as the wild mare, don't it? Like upscale stables. Too nice, right? Kinda nice that makes you wonder what a person's looking to get from you. Hey now, at least it's warm this time. It's nice not having to worry about anything turning blue and falling off.
Hey! I'm pretty sure that bear petting is a two-person job. Yeah, I don't think I'd take kindly to someone talking about my friend that way either.
Thanks, but we'll be passing on that.
We gotta find Kana. Let him know someone's trying to steal his angle.
We talking about you again? Think the truth will stop their games? Let me know how that pans out. You okay over there? You got that look again, like you've seen a ghost. Another ghost, I mean. Tell him I said hi. Or her, I guess. Shouldn't go assuming things about the dead. Well, shows me for caring. Seems a bit early in y'all's courtship for that. Hey now, I like the dwarf's voice. And his back rubs. Weren't you a spirit once? Maybe Muatu'll come back too. Hey, looks like the here missed us. Hey, it's an arena my god hasn't walked through. Feels real sticky. Like something breathing on your neck. Don't go getting yourself burned. Think you can talk our way out of this too? Hey there, old man. Long time no see. Is it wrong of me to pretend he's Haravius? At least he's not Scan with the weeping sores and pus and all. Though, I suppose he could be if he wanted. Ready, Watcher? Not that you've got a lot of choice in the matter. Caution will serve us better than speed. It just me, or do we end up killing a lot of spiders? Hey, Alof, how about you go first this time? Hey, remember the old temple back in Gilded Vale? This ain't nothing like that. I'll take the quiet one. You sure they don't just want to be petted? Well, the bigger they are, the harder they hit. We'll go back to normal after, right? Right? Ever think we'll tame one of these? Maybe get to ride it? Hey, remember Korgrak? You think he's part of Aethys now? Hey, I think they look a bit nervous. You think that statue could summon up the whole person? Ain't exactly handsome fellas, are they? Spooky. Hit him on the clangy bit. I hope there ain't a test after. I got real mixed feelings about this. Do we fight this too? Hey, where's that horny guy? Well, at least we know we can't lose him in a crowd. Got anything stronger, maybe? It's been a long voyage, and some of us have seen things we'd rather forget. Well, it proves that some of us lost any sense of self-preservation around the time we joined you. Funny how that goes. Our god has a tendency to step on places, in case you were getting any ideas. If I'd have known someone was taking notes, I'd have dressed better. You mean there's alternatives to government by brawling? We don't get to see a lot of places that have their act together. Don't mind him, Your Highness. He's still mad that Edér lost their colonies to a mob of illiterate farmers. That's wisdom for you. Not much point in reading anyway if you know history's bound to repeat itself. No shame in having unfinished business. The man could learn a lot about himself after a couple of millennia with nothing but a chair for conversation. Considering that most of their houses were boats to begin with, they could just flip everything upside down and be ready to go. Well, we could always change it up by chatting with the monsters. Give it a thought. If this is how she handles the compliment part, just wait until we get to the insults. Hey, this could just be how they sleep. You don't know. An imp not understand. Well, now I've heard everything. We still got that kitchen lard from Hassango, don't we? It'll come in handy if her joints freeze up. Well, sometimes. I mean, there's always some unexpected killing, right? What about all those bears who weren't asking for any trouble? Hey, was that an insult? Hey now, I'm on board for stopping Aethys, but if you're really planning to kill him, we're gonna need to talk things over. Is that all it takes to get on your bad side? Not everyone lives at the same pace. You never think of those quiet years at Cadnua and wish you could have it all back? It's always the glowing ones that cause the trouble, ain't it? And what we have here is a creature that ought to learn to forgive itself. Get that sorted out and you can move on with a clear conscience. Is that? No. It can't be. Can it? Evandur Bridge. This is where the Saints' War ended. Godhammer went off, blasted this place to pieces. And everyone in it. Say, how reliable are these memories anyway? Is this how it actually looked, or just what someone remembers of it? Huh. Well, it sure looks convincing enough. Thought this bridge was supposed to be older, though. I guess that makes sense. And something as big as this, as big as killing a god, might just get all blown out of proportion. Let's just hope the Godhammer doesn't explode in this particular memory while we're standing in it. That old place, you can hold on to it. We got a boat now. Oh, come on, Scanites again? I already had to drive those idiots out of Deerford once. I mean, except for you, of course, Watcher. You're one of the good ones. You're still upset about the castle, aren't you? If you want to give folks a chuckle, it's all in the delivery and timing. Work on it, you'll get there. Getting better. Just try and make it sound like you're not trying. Try and call for a vote of no confidence. I don't know what'll happen, but at least it'll sound good. I've got one of those. Am I in trouble too? Just play it like you're about to call a surprise witness. It'll put everyone on edge. I could say something to that, but I won't stop you from wishful thinking. Black Sun! That's Widewin! It's not something you see every day. Not even on your worst day. I suppose for the dozen, this was their worst day. I'm sure he would have heard about it if Durrance were actually here at the time. No, building the bomb and gloating about it from a safe distance? Yeah, it's more like him. Yeah, be seeing you. I knew the Saints' War was a mistake. Well, this sure is something. I never thought I'd be the one to give advice to a saint. Must have been a pretty bad way for Widewin to wake up. What did you see in there anyway? Strange thing to think of right before you get blown to pieces, don't you think? Too bad. That's a hard thing to carry all this way. I suppose that's better than Aethys forcing it on him. I always wondered about that. A lot of folks did. A lot of folks wondered about that. It's a shame. And what right do the gods have to turn us into their puppets? Starting wars, knocking over castles, sucking out souls. He sure has a strange way of showing us. Huh. It doesn't seem like him, but I guess I'm starting to realize what I think he's like. It's not really what he is. Yeah, the folks back home sure aren't gonna believe this. You're gonna have to back up my story, Watcher. Going into battle alongside St. Widewin. Every day brings something new. What? Why would he do that? Did he think it wouldn't hurt him? Did he want it to end there? And I always figured the stories were exaggerations. Edér and all that. People always make things sound worse than they were, but... And this looks about bad enough. I can't know what you've been through, but I think Aethys needs a reminder of what he put people through the last time he walked Eora. Maybe that's why Aethys picked him. Nothing going on in there. Most of my countrymen curse Widewind's name. A lot of his own countrymen probably do the same. And they'll never know he didn't have a say in what happened. You know, the more I learn about this, the less sense it makes. It just brings up more questions. There don't seem to be any good answers. Any chance we could visit a warm spot in the Beyond next? Whatever's the opposite of a white void, that one. Are all your ghost friends this chatty? Maybe not knowing is better. I know you're trying to get in the good graces of the talking cow, but there are better ways. Was that supposed to happen? Real pretty place. It'd be a shame to die here. This place looks a lot like the old Ingwithan ruins back home, but like they were just built. Well, that's a first. Can't feel my hands anymore, but at least I can say I did it. Sure, might as well. I mean, if I were the leader, like a watcher or something, maybe I would choose to lead by example, but wonder what the folk back at the Deerford Mill would pay for something like that. They're happy? These folks are making the Scanites look downright reasonable. No, that's not right. When we kill dragons, they're supposed to stay dead. Pretty sure there's a law about it. Oh, good. This is much better. The one thing we were missing was being incinerated by a bomb. Oh, good. This is much better. The one thing we were missing was being incinerated by Durance's bomb. Hey, didn't we have that talk about the importance of privacy, Watcher? Think WoW would make us a new one if we woke them up? They'd owe us, wouldn't they? Well, you got yourself a little chair and everything. What if all pets are just one pet, but we see them through a variety of lenses? Like dancing shadows cast by a campfire against a barn wall. Huh. So this is what it feels like from the other side. What? Did it look at you wrong or something, Watcher? Hey, it's looking at me. And also at you. Worried it was about you? Oh, suppose it was about you. Hey, you know the Watcher is right there, don't you? She's real pretty. He? Regardless, she's coming back, ain't she? Is that why we end up in so many caves? And here I thought you were just afraid of the sky. You gotta talk around it that much. Maybe it ain't worth talking about. You think you can see us? Hey, I thought there was something funny about you. Well, says a wizard who clearly ain't ever had a castle. The Deerwood has plenty of fine ideas. Most involving fire, and things you can set on fire. You think maybe it's the soul of some fish? Hey, Watcher, fishes got souls, don't they? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, of course they do. Easy to forget that sometimes. Good to be reminded, though, of everything we're fighting for. Maybe that means Aethys didn't kill any when he walked through the ocean. Well, unless he stepped on them. Hey now, at least we haven't stumbled across a corpse tree. Yet? You saying this thing's just a big kitty? Think I'll stick with the normal-shaped ones. With the fur and the tails and the little ears. That thing just purr? Well, it sure don't look friendly. Reminds me of a wedding I went to once. Hey, so why do I try so hard at keeping you alive if you're just going to go sticking your arm down whatever that is? Are we supposed to climb into this thing? I ain't going to lie, Watcher. Everything that's happened since Gilded Vale, Deerford, Theos,
Aethys getting up and stomping around. I think this moment might have made it all worthwhile. Bet we could just push him over. Real friendly sorts. Well, Aloth might have some trouble. Might be she ain't too keen on what you did to the rest of the spores. What? Hey, you made yourself a friend. Kinda. See, she was real friendly after all. Oh, sure, they're real nice. Real, fragrant. I fixed it up real nice, too. Can't say it's much to look at now, though. We faced worse than a man in a fancy dress. He's not gonna animate any statues, is he? Led and Key got something like this, Aloth? Maybe turn you into a big floating crown? Sounds a bit like your history, Aloth, give or take a few titles. I thought about stabbing it in, well, the eye, I guess, while you were taking that nap, but, well, what if you were inside it or something? You pretending you're Aethys now? Hey, I think I read that one back at Cadnua. Hey, Aloth, look, somewhere else. I feel like I missed something. Can we pet it now? Do we want to? Don't much look like the edible kind, do they? What do you suppose words taste like? Oh, paper, I suppose. Getting dizzy just looking at it. Don't suppose anyone cares to go fishing? It's not going to lower again when we stand on it, right? First one in's a fleshless corpse. We're gonna bury this place in the way out. Yeah? You think it had fur or feathers? Should we be screaming back? I'm going to wait out here. Can anybody tell me what just happened? Why do the Vithrak keep this if they don't use it? Cadnua looked a bit like this. After Aethys rose. Easier when you poison him first, right? Is it just me or are those eyes following us? When we're done here, we should go back to that little winery. The one we saved from Zarups near Deerford. Well, that's always a promising sign. How do you know if these things want you to pet them? I hope this does less harm than good, but I don't see it. The faster we get out of here, the better. This was a slaughter. Think anyone survived? You think the hole was already here, or they dug it after they thought up the name? What would you call the color on that meat? Ash? I don't have a head for politics and schemes, but it's hard not to think of Duke Avar and what happened after. Oh, that takes me back to my childhood. Why would you be a fighter here? You could be lying on the beach. On nothing but ash now. What a way to die. Well, that foot looks familiar. What do you suppose they're doing in that cage? Sure, I can read crazy languages too, just forgot my spectacles. What do you think? Natural causes? I've seen bigger. If I'm reading them right, some of these symbols are real immature. That's a big arena. Guess they had enough folks to fill it whenever it was built. Well, at least it didn't catch us by surprise. What's a metal killing machine doing out here by himself in a cave anyway? Collecting his thoughts? Hey, it's glowing. Like it splintered right off of Aethys. Those flags hanging there. You suppose they got something to do with the pirates? Well, that's gonna be hard to clean. I guess we're not the first to head this way. That art looks about as good as it smells at this point. Suey? Suey? Nah, a working rowboat would have been too easy. Do I hear a tavern? We picked the right island to get marooned on. Better see what that crowd's about. Still seeing ghosts, huh? I suppose you're stuck with that. Anybody mind if I smoke? I'll be careful. Well, at least he's easy to follow. Headed right for the lighthouse. At least he's easy to follow. Oh, looks like this went about as well as you'd expect. That's right. Keep slithering. What I wouldn't do for a mongoose right about now. I hope you got a way of turning off that storm. Looks unfriendly. Mean-spirited, even. Couple more of those, they're gonna start to think we're up to something. It must be dinner time. Nothing like winning a contest when you want to keep a low profile. Now there's a showman. Hey, I want to sound the horn if you're not going to do it. Usually there'd be a switch or a fella you can thread and open it. There another way we can go? I think that vine just shook its fist at me. I'm excited to know the next part of the plan. It's great that they got air down here somehow, but I wouldn't mind if it smelled like something besides rotten fish. Never seen one of these machines that was anything but trouble. I got a good way with animals, but it might take me a bit to calm that fella down. They grow 'em big down here. Probably just insecure. I'd see it again. Place smells this bad. If the owner ain't dead, there's no excuse. Not the prettiest crowd. Now everybody can go back to being normal, hungry monsters. Well, this livened up. Gotta remember that story for scaring little kids. Well, this is a whole lot fancier than what we've seen. Who do you suppose lived here? And when? This place makes me think of an old neighbor of mine. Couldn't stand the artwork. Well, looks like the tree took a real liking to him. This look right to you? Could have used one of those vortexes back when we were traveling with that stupid priest who wouldn't shut up. Creepy one with all the sex diseases. You know, the one who kept running about. Oh, he'd be great at parties, Remergond. Seems awful underground for a tower. Anybody mind if I smoke? These fellas have ruined their last harvest. Let's get 'em. Sometimes Aethys likes to keep the candles burning in his church when no one's around. But that ain't Aethys. If that's a baby Zorup, his mama must be half as tall as this whole building. All right. We're gonna go in there and pretend to be judges and say this is an illegal trial and now they're on trial. Nice that they got a whole room where their skeletons can relax. Mountain that looks like a skull, big evil monster statue at the entrance. I've got a good feeling about this. Hey, how high does this thing go anyway? We're gonna run out of mountains soon. Hey, the Deerwooden motto. Used to have that on the coat of arms long time back.